Welcome back to Opus Magnum. I'm Dear Darling, and why don't we work together to realise our own magnum opus? So we're continuing basically exactly where we left off. Where we've got our repeating pattern now, we're just going to have to try and affix it to the rest of a chain. Now this is the only bond we need, so in theory it's not that difficult. In practice, however, I feel like it's going to be a tad more challenging than we expect. So let's think about it. We've got this as our pattern. We want to bind this one, I believe. Yep. To that of the next one. Is there any easy way for us to reach this? We need to grab a hold of this somehow. If we rotated, would that be helpful? No, because that's still too far away. If we pivot it about this point, that would be more helpful? Less helpful? More helpful, I think. So something like release that. Move across twice. Grab. Pivot once. Okay. We're going to have to think about which bonds that might make. If we move it across. It will make no bonds because nothing's on it. Luckily. So do that. Release. Move back across and grab it. So we should have it grabbed by the part we're trying to bond to now. Now this is where we need to be real careful not to accidentally make any bonds. And move this over here. So I think the way to do it is actually strangely to pivot first, move twice, and then pivot it back up. And I believe that makes no bonds because we're moving it across a straight line. Okay. Seems good. Seems good. Now, which way round do we want this compound to make a bond? We actually want it pivoted twice, don't we? I have a real big feeling over this this is a thing I was concerned about, is gonna lead to collisions, though. Oh. It actually leads to a collision there. Well, that's no good. That's in fact really bad. Now I think about it. Oh, that's actually horrible. No, we can just pivot around the other way instead, right? I think. This might make a bond, though. That does make a bond. Okay, so we had to pivot first before we do that, right? So we grabbed it by here. Can we do that and move across? I'm not really thinking through. I'm sort of just like trial and erroring it. That seemed correct, except I skipped through all of it for some reason. So that's fine. And then we pivot once more at the end. Now the hard part is swinging the chain down. Especially with this here, now we can't move forwards. Oh god. Okay, well, get rid of all this nonsense. We don't need it anymore. We can't move forward. That is a problem. This compound is too big. This is actually a real problem. We don't have enough room. Okay, so the problem is this fire element? What are they called? Yeah, elemental fire ends up on the track. Which is usually not a problem, but we need to actually move onto that track to be able to grab the rest of our compounder we got sitting over here. Oh. I almost feel like we should go with a triangle arrangement with tracks instead of this. But I don't want to undo everything we've basically done. We can work it out from here. We don't have to minimise cost. If we do something with extra cost, fine. So be it. Can we rotate this? We can't rotate this, which is the most annoying thing. We have to build it out this way. I mean, I suppose we could just rotate everything else, right? Okay, how are we even going to bind this? Because what we actually need to do is we need to have this in a different configuration. Do we? Maybe I've been thinking about this wrong. Maybe we should be making it in groups of 1 like this and then chaining them together. That is an interesting concept, actually. Because that means we don't have to reach as far. We just have to make sure we salt the right one. So what if we just made... Okay, I know I said I didn't want to scrap my entire idea, but I actually don't think this can work. So if we make a new one, if we just ruin everything we've done... No, my thing is, if we make it in these groups of 4, but we make it just using the fire and the lead, and we put the salt in clever places, we could just like rotate the compound onto the salt as it comes across. You see what I mean? You might not see what I mean, which I think is understandable. Even I'm not really sure what I mean. So we need at least 2 tracks, right? It must be frustrating to watch me go through all that progress and then just be like, no, I've got a better idea actually. I genuinely think this is the right way to go though. We just have a cycle of 2, I suppose. Okay, let's think about how we did this before. That's going to collide with that though, is a problem. We've got less room to work with now. So why don't we work from below upwards? Like this way round. That gives us more room, I think, to work with. No, it's not going to collide. No, because this will be where the compound is. And can we still reach that? No. Is the answer. We could do it like this, I suppose. It's a bit of a bizarre way to do it, isn't it? But I think it could work. The problem with like putting it here, so we can reach across like the normal way we do it, is this salt here is going to collide with anything which swings around this way, which is annoying. Is there a way we can get around that? Yeah, I suppose we could build it over here. Like, I don't know, but then we need to swing the compound around. Okay, yeah, so it's probably better just to do it like this and figure something out, I think. Alright, a lot of backwards progress, but still. Sometimes that's just how it be. That's not how we're gonna... How are we gonna reach a salt like this? That's how... That's how... So yeah, we'll do that, we'll drop it. Swing round thrice. We're making this one first, okay. Does this make sense, what I'm doing? Treating it as a repeating pattern or 1, except for the... It's not really a repeating pattern, isn't it? We're still gonna No, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't know why I did that. I'm sort of mind flooding myself, I suppose. So we're making this one first. I was like, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. One, two, three. What? I counted 3 when I only did 2. What? We're meant to move backwards at some point. Doesn't really matter when, as long as it's not immediately. So we don't accidentally solidify it. Okay. So then I think we drop it, we move across, grab it, pivot, pivot. No, okay, we had to be careful again. We had to, because of which way we're swinging in round from, isn't it? So instead of doing that, we're going to move backwards, I think. So then we got fire, lead, fire, lead. We only need to pivot once. Which direction? Back direction. Then reset. Move forward. Wait, grab. Move forward. Rotate, rotate. Perfect. Back to a shape. And then from here we pivot. We just pivot 3 times. Easy enough. Drop it. 1, 2, 3. Grab. Grabbed. Move out, solidify it. Then 1, 2, 3. Drop. Ah, we dropped it before we pivoted it for no apparent reason. Not exactly quite what I wanted to do, but there we go. So we've got this thing. Now we're going to have to pretend we're going to attach it to this. Which might seem a bit strange, because it is a bit strange, to be honest. There's no denying it, I'm pressing the wrong button. There we go. Move back, drop. Move forward, grab. And I believe this is grabbing it by where we want it bound to. Yep. Yep, yep. And then from here we want to pivot it twice as we move backwards 1. And then we need to pretend we're swinging in from here. Oh gosh, that's going to be a really awkward way about it. No, it's not. It's actually way simpler than I thought. I think we can just drop it. What? Drop it. That's not drop it. We're going to drop it. Fast drop it. Rotate down. Move outwards. Grab it. And then actually, this is where it gets interesting. Pivot. So then it'll be extending out this way. Move backwards. Drop it. Move forwards again. Grab it. And now we've got it grabbed by here. But I can't think which way around. Okay, so it's going up diagonally like this way. If we pivot once, it's now back to normal. If we pivot again, it's now, this bond is now, so we need it that way, and then we need to swing it in. Ooh, that seems like it might collide with something. 1, 2. We're here, holding on to this. That's certainly going to collide with this. That is almost certainly going to collide with this lead here. Oh no. The annoying thing is it's only up here, so we can only need to rotate it once. Let's see, what position is this in? This is in... It's like this. Can we afford to rotate it once the wrong way? Up here? And pivot it into position? I don't think we can. Damn. You know, this is fixable, we just had to do everything but from over here, don't we? Ah, what nuisance. So we basically had to do everything like this and rebuild it. Oh my god. I mean, it's not actually that big a deal. Oh, that's so annoying though. That's all this progress. Gone. Let's save it, you know, but this is how we save it, just in case it turns out that way was the right way. Oh no. Oh no. Just save all these directions. Just like over here. Put this over here, we don't need it. Oh, that's really annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I guess I did it to myself though. But if I'm very swift, I can do this part anyway. Oh, we need to move backwards at some point. Alright, fine. Have your city track. I didn't want to start with assault. Why did I salt it? I don't know. That's fine. Ah. I'm sorry to be making weird noises. It's just, I suppose this one, it feels like it's not stumped me. It's just like this is a real. There's so many different annoying issues that can crop up with this one, but it's becoming quite a nuisance, I would say. I missed it. Oh my god, I forgot to grab it again. This is what's happening to me. We're gonna spend all episode on this one. I'm telling you right now. So so just be ready for that ride. And then what we're gonna do is from here we're going to drop it, rotate, pick up, move outwards. Yep, rotate. Actually, be done. It's actually somehow faster to do this. Oh no, but we haven't put it in position yet. And then from here we'll drop it, move out, grab, move back, drop, move out, grab, move back. Then I forgot what we do from here. We pivot twice. Oh, so yeah, it actually didn't take all that long. And then from here we drop, rotate. That's not drop. Drop, rotate. Move out, grab. By this, pivot up. Move in. Drop. Move out, grab. So we got it grabbed by this piece now. Pivot. Now it no longer collides. And hopefully slide in. Let's see if it seems reasonable what we're doing. Okay, so we do this. Come out. Grab. We pivot it, so now it's up here. We move it across. We drop it. We grab it now by this part. Pivot again. So now it's back vertical. Pivot again, so it's now that way. Pivot again that way. So now we swing in. And we just assume that's connected. And that's exactly how we want it. I guess. And then we need to figure out a way to drop it, move backwards, and grab it and put it in from this position. I guess we rotate. Maybe pivot. So now it's lined. but it's also definitely too high up. We need to grab it by the top part. So we pivot again, I think. We got it grabbed by here. We rotated it down. Wait a minute. For one, we didn't even grab it again. Which is an important part, but I think we need to pivot it first. Because it's going this way currently. If you pivot it, it's now going this way. If we pivot again, it's now going that way. Hopefully that didn't make any bonds we didn't want made. I didn't think about that. If we're pivoting it from this one, if we like that, pivot that way. Wait, so it's like this. No, that's absolutely going to make a bond. We need to move out first. Okay. Grab it, move out, then pivot. That will make no bonds, I believe. Oh my god. That made no bonds, and this bond's already made, so that's fine. 1, 2. Wait, it's this way? It's this way? It's this way? Now it's this way, that's fine. Okay, that's actually what we need. Grab. Grab. Move out. Drop. Move back in. Grab. It seems so over the top, but it's kind of what we need. Unfortunately. Grab. Rotate. Move out. Reset. Okay. And then, we don't need this number 2 anymore, to be honest. Because this is definitely correct. We need to do this all over again. Up until where? Up until that point. Basically, except for we just need to... No. Oh crap. Or crud, even. Excuse my language. Up until that point. We just need to make sure that we edited it so that the first one is fire and the second one is salt. This is actually what we need a second arm for, isn't it? Because that's where we put our long copy pastes. I don't know if there's a smoother way to do this. There probably is. I don't know it. So instead of making this again, we need to make sure that this comes first. And then the next time we do it, it comes second. What? That's fine, we can just move out afterwards. No, move out. Yeah, move out afterwards, right? Hopefully that doesn't collide anymore. No. It doesn't work. Oh my god, it doesn't work. We don't have enough space. I can feel my heart breaking. Okay. What can we do to solve this? I mean, we can band-aid solution it by moving this out of the way and then putting it in. That's actually something we need to be careful of. When else do we move into the way of this thing? Because if we do it again... I think that's the only time. Okay, that's the only time. So if we band-aid solution that, fine. I don't know when we need to delete up to. Okay. We need to band-aid solution this part so we don't collide with this. So instead of doing this, we need to Instead of doing that, we need to This is such a long one, my word. Why is this so difficult? Wait a minute, what? What have I done? Wait, I keep forgetting which part we need a band-aid solution. This part. Okay, so before we get to here, we need to... This part we need a band-aid solution. The part just before this. Seeing as this is the only time it happens, it's fine, I think. So we need to pivot it, move out, and basically what we do is this, we're just going to rotate it away for now. And then what we're going to do, we drop it back into normal, and instead of doing this, we are going to rotate, 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 and then come out, then drop it, then come back, rotate, grab it, and rotate it back. Perfect. And this part is exactly the same from when? I don't remember. I don't remember. So this would be pivot 3 times. Why do we pivot it 3 times? Oh, this part should all be the same now, I think. What? Almost. Oh no, I'm holding on to the wrong part, that's why. So before we pivot it 3 times, we need to... So drop it. Move up. Then grab it, and then now it's the same. Okay, okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. So then we do this all over again. No. Is it exactly the same process? This is exactly the same process, isn't it? We just need to we just need to amend the order of attaching things, right? So this one now needs to be like this, and then when it's over here, we do it. We need to do it this way around. Does this work? I really hope it does. Otherwise, we are in lots of, well, not really lots of trouble. It's just we spent an hour or so on this problem, which feels like too much to me. But I suppose it should be expected of harder ones. Did it work? I think it worked. I think it worked. My heart. Or have we put it in the wrong place? We put it in the wrong place again, haven't we? Yeah. We need it like this. So it's an annoying thing with finished product actually needs to end up over here, that's why. But I was sort of just using it as a way to see what was going on. Yeah, that was actually a really clutch decision. Even though starting again was a nuisance, I don't know if we could have made it work with minimum cost if we had to make 2 things at once. This is a much smarter way to do it because we could just reuse our process. The shape is the same, it's just the order that we do this in making the salt is a little bit different. I must have worked out in the end. So, wow, okay. This has been the longest puzzle I think I've taken on so far. It's always these polymer ones, these chain ones. I call them polymer ones, even though they're not necessarily polymers, but still. You can do it with even less? That is absurd. What? How? Imagine though, if ordinary people could use alchemical engineering in the service of their own well-being, I'm not at all certain that would go well. Besides, even an alchemist can't reverse the momentum of a world. How? How can you do this with less? Wait a minute. I'm an idiot. I am a fool. Okay, wait. I'll pause and be right back and as soon as it's done. Oh, here we go. I think. Did I unpause correctly? There we go. Oh, look, we did it. There we go. That's how you do it at minimum cost. You remember to delete your random other lever arm. Anyway. But if it were a group of alchemists all working towards the same end, things could change dramatically. Perhaps, but I very much doubt you could get two alchemists to agree on anything, let alone many of them. So we got quite a lot still to go. I think this is a bonus chapter. I don't think this is the final chapter. I think this is like a bonus chapter that they've added since then. Didn't we do the Sigma's Garden thing? Yes, I remember. I played 50 wins to get the rest of this, which we'll do now. So when you played with as children, Van Tassen's alchemist never objected to having a bunch of kids running around in a lab. They never knew we were there. Surely they'd noticed the elemental proxies strewn everywhere, the marbles as you like to call them. The Van Tassen alchemists before you barely set foot in the alchemy lab. That's some joke. Not at all. I think they look down on actual alchemy and saw themselves more as a part of a family's inner circle. Ridiculous. They advance their agendas, involve themselves in the alliances and intrigues, undercut rivals. My professor pointedly advised me to avoid all that. I agree with your professor. I don't like that conniving sort of person. She must be used to advice going unheeded. Quite likely. Believe it or not, you're the first alchemist I met who truly focuses on alchemy. Ooh. Seems like there's a lot of strife going on previously in Van Tassen House, but there we go. Voltaic coil? Incredibly difficult apparently, but if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Opus Magnum. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscriptions are greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter. Hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.